He is the most fierce 19-year-old genius prodigy in the Forged in Fire competition. He is the unparalleled master who showcased the Dragon Ridge clay forging technique in a time-limited challenge. He is also the first artisan king to completely hand-forge a 1,000-layer Damascus steel blade using pure manpower. Faced with such a formidable competitor, the production team naturally didn't hold back. They directly borrowed a Lamborghini survival knife overnight and asked the contestants to replicate it one-to-one using a large cylindrical steel bar as the material. This blade type is extremely challenging, testing the contestants' skills to the fullest. Not only do they need to create an integral tang, but they also have to hammer out a multifunctional spine. Despite these complex requirements, the competition time remained at 3 hours. As the host gave the signal, the competition officially began. After receiving the steel bar, Jack, in order to save time, didn't well to handle. Instead, he directly placed it in the furnace to heat up. He was very confident in his arm strength, but overlooked the hardness of the cylindrical steel. Under the double mistakes of insufficient heating and the lack of an auxiliary handle, the steel blank only took 2 hammer blows before it went out of control and fell to the ground. In contrast, Allan, on the other side, although just a 19-year-old boy, had excellent control over the temperature. Moreover, he worked very fast. In no time, he reached the stage of extending and lengthening the blade. Not only that, but he also paid great attention to details to ensure that the dimensions of the blade blank matched the parameter requirements. He even drew a size comparison on the workbench. Half an hour had passed. At this point, Brian was still struggling with the handle welding step, since he had never used a welder before. This step was extremely difficult for him. Finally, seeing that the other contestants were making rapid progress, Brian decided to give up welding and heat the steel directly. Having wasted time, Brian began to catch up with full force and soon reached the shaping stage. At this step, he decided to use his powerful arms and hammer. However, without the assistance of a handle, the blade blank fell every time he hammered it, which frustrated him greatly. Jack was also frustrated due to the need to constantly control the direction of the blade blank. Jack was sweating profusely after just a few hammer blows, but he had no time to rest. After taking a sip of water, he began preparing to grind the blade blank. Compared to these two contestants, Mike's progress was very smooth. His blade blank was soon shaped, and he began using a power hammer to hammer out an integral tang. Throughout the entire process, he didn't make any mistakes, showing his strong skills. With half an hour left, the contestants gradually reached the quenching stage. Allan chose the clay tempering method, and the final quenching effect was excellent. Mike, on the other hand, made a heat conduction tube himself, which allowed for more uniform heating. As expected, after quenching, the blade blank received a powerful upgrade. However, Brian's blade blank encountered an accident during quenching. It directly fell into the oil barrel. This plunged Brian into deep despair.